I got a spoken word artist you might know name of Kevin Vilbig. Can I say it once? You said I shouldn't. Can I say it so they know you? Mr. Fubar. They know you. Who said he's going to do a little something about the rave. Thank you, sir.
All right. I'm just going to tell you first off that this little episode is an amalgamation of a number of different parties taped together with Scotch tape and super glue. It's mostly clear tape nonetheless, but it's still very visible to the naked eye. I could regale you with each tale where we spent the night dancing while in some cocktail of drugs, but this isn't a journal, it's a story. So here we go. Follow me through the grains of my memory, and I will take you through the relatively short, long, not bong-filled rave escapade. Consider it like this. I'm putting a chunk of my life frozen in time like so many strawberries into a blender. You're getting concentrated Kevin smoothie, which is just great nutrition for those cracked out days after a rave, by the way. Just a little bit of protein and some sugar to keep those juices flowing until the beat finally stops stomping its way back and forth through your skull. It's a pleasant kind of mental echoing thumpy thump. It's the part I miss the most about spending the night dancing to the 4/4 until the sun rises above the horizon. The party doesn't really end when the music turns off. If you do it right, the party never quite ends. Greeting. How's it going? Customary response. It's a party. I'm never turning it off. Neuromotor never wanted the party to end. 9 a.m., church bells ringing. They finally had to cut the power so the straight, God-fearing fold of folk could go about their routine Sunday morning with a quiet obliviousness to the face of the funky few dancing to the electronically produced psychedelic trance conduit. We got our 12 hours of ecstatic bliss, using, some say abusing, these bodies to experience the heights of the world available to us. The real heights, the surreal heights, the unreal heights. But the powers that be cut the dancing shorter than the dancers would have themselves. Dance us, interrupt us. Trust matrix, trustworthy, post-drug come-down experience. Those who seek only miss the edge, fall from the path. Pushing yourself higher and higher doesn't bring you any sort of lasting bliss. It just makes you more like Icarus. Yes, sooner or later the sun's light is going to shine on down. Yes, sometimes you're going to moan and frown and clutch your pounding head against the rays of the sun. Don't forget your sunglasses. Shield your eyes against the masses of folk who don't know how to understand the reality you just had a divine hand in creating. Just because they can't see the God in you doesn't mean you shouldn't respect the God in them. Find peace in the least of days. Eating breakfast, 3 whole bites. It's all I could stand. The cheese grits just sat in my mouth like lumps of wet cardboard, and I could barely force my throat to open and swallow that little bit of food. It was delicious. I knew it was. I could taste it, but my body was unwilling or unable to cooperate. Never again cheese grits, especially not while cracked out and still experiencing the mental echoes of hours of total immersion in musical bliss. Nope. Driving back from Austin again, 10 a.m., rip-roaring up I-35 on a Sunday, empty stretches in construction, no traffic, usually. Check out the Czech stop, best kolaches in Texas, she assured me. I laughed and drove right on by. The last thing I wanted or needed was pastries. I wanted a shower and sleep. A tall, skinny female enters my field of vision. I am leaning against my friends on this couch, too overwhelmed to do much more than but sit. I remember my legs felt like they were jello, wibbly wobbly blue. She was stylishly dressed in a little golf cap, flare-leg jeans, and some kind of vest. Bobbed hair bounced around her cheeks as she reached forward, holding a golden tall boy like a quarterback about to hand off a football. I never learned her name, but I've run into her a few times since then, probably. Beard? She looked me in the eye. Her eyes were brown. She was cute. I held up my hand, stopped, and shook my head. No thanks, drugs. I smiled and shrugged, and she danced off with her tiny golden trophy. She went up to maybe a dozen other people sitting around in the in-between couch area, leaning together, tripped out, tired out, wired out, gliding out to the outside edges of perceptual strata. After a few minutes of attempting to give the beer away, she held the beer over her head. What kind of party is this that I can't give away a beer?